Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So, as I did say, I currently been meaning some more news currently going on in the media. I actually updated you on this on one of my videos that I did earlier on in relation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. So reportedly, as it has come out in the press that obviously that Solskjaer's obviously praised Marcus Rashford recently for his fantastic performances. He's delivered for Manchester United, but he's obviously aware he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that obviously Manchester United have got PSG coming up very soon. I think it is next week. It's Paris Saint-Germain. I think the first leg is at home on the 12th of February, and then I think the second leg is it beginning of March. I think it's on the 6th of March. Is the second leg to be quite honest with you. But as we all know, going into that game, we've got a we've got great news. Manchester United, from Man United point of view, we've got great news because obviously Neymar is reportedly out for 10 weeks. I think he's broken his foot or something like that. So it has confirmed that Neymar won't be featuring in the game. And as I did say, it'd be a tough test, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United, because we know that PSG are a good team. Obviously, the best team in France, and obviously they've invested money, a lot of money in the last couple of years. I still think they're under financial fair play regulations, aren't they? If I'm right, Paris Saint-Germain, as I couldn't say, but they've still got likes of Mbappe in their team. Obviously they've just signed Lyon in the January transfer window. I think so too. They did go for a couple of other players in the January window. They did go for Gay. They went in for him right on deadline day, but reportedly Everton weren't willing to do any business, so he ended up staying at Everton. So PSG, had a few targets they were interested in getting. I think Adrien Rabiot is set to leave them in the summer as well when his current contract term expires. So maybe teams will go for him in the summer. But it allegedly did say in relation to Adrien Rabiot, there's been no sign of him signing a new contract, and it did say in relation to Adrien Rabiot, Barcelona reportedly agreed personal terms to get him in the summer when his contract expires. When his contract expires, that's what it currently said, in the media, back in the January window. But obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reportedly, according to the media, he has gone over, to watch. He went over, to watch the Lyon Paris game on Sunday night, which obviously was yesterday, and reportedly PSG had been unbeaten until that point. So basically, Lyon have ended PSG's record of their unbeaten run this season. Lyon did beat them by 2-1, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was over there. Obviously, sussing out, the way PSG play and all that, and he's trying to suss them out. Is currently Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, because Solskjaer knows how much of a big game it currently is against PSG. Obviously, want to win that game. As I currently said, I don't think we'll win the Champions League, to be quite honest with you. But I think we've still got a possible chance that we can get past PSG, considering that Neymar is out for them as well. But we'll see what happens. But yes, Solskjaer went over to watch, as I currently said, and it was a shock defeat. Reportedly, Lyon did beat them by 2-1. But PSG's record has currently been ended now, as I currently said. But obviously, our objective this season, is to get into that top four. Obviously, top four is definitely on, as we are all clearly know. There's quite a few teams, going for that top four position. As I said, there's my club, Man United, going for it. Arsenal going for it, as I said, but obviously Arsenal don't have the same sort of structures of the likes of my club, Man United, and Chelsea, and Liverpool and all that, and Man City. Arsenal do not have the same structure in terms of spending money, because obviously Arsenal have got an owner that doesn't spend any money in the club. It takes money out of the club, and this is where mainly Arsenal's problems are lying. And as you saw them against Manchester City, yesterday they were very poor. Arsenal, they looked to though at one point, they did get back into the game with that equaliser from Koscielny, but Arsenal have got a lot of injury problems, as we all currently know. Aubameyang and Lacazette were very poor for them yesterday, because mainly this season they've combined well together, Aubameyang and Lacazette, and they have played very well, and they've led the lines, they've been scoring goals, Aubameyang and Lacazette. But obviously Arsenal, Denis Suarez did get given his debut yesterday, but obviously Zoom Emery did confirm that he wanted another loan signing before the January transfer window ended, so he did want someone with Denis Suarez. But obviously Arsenal have got to resolve their defensive deficiencies in the summer transfer window, as I said, because Arsenal defensively are really bad indeed. And obviously Arsenal's target this season is to get in the top four, to invest more money into the club, and to get into Champions League football for next season. Or if they don't get the top four, Arsenal's, from their perspective, their hope is to win the Europa League. And obviously it's the same with Chelsea as well, because obviously they're fighting for the top four position as well. So these quite a few teams, in it. Reports are coming out saying that Sarri's under pressure, reportedly. But as I did say, Chelsea going for the top four. They're also in the Europa League as well, and obviously they want Champions League football for next season as well. The Chelsea, of course, Sarri, the pressure could mount on him more, and he could end up getting sacked just after one season with Chelsea if Chelsea fail to get top four and fail for Champions League qualification for next season. As I currently said, in relation to Tottenham, I think they're going to definitely finish in the top four, considering that they've got Kane and Dele Alli out, through injury. As we all know, Kane and Dele Alli out are injured. They are two of Tottenham main stars, but considering that they're still in with a shout, with the title at Tottenham Hotspur, and they have come close on quite a few occasions, as I currently said. So I think they'll definitely finish in the top four, as I currently said. But there's quite a few teams going for it, as I said. I'm convinced my club, Manchester United, will get into the top four, because that's obviously our objective this season. Because obviously we know we're not going to win the league, and obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's accepted that, so he's looking for the top four. Hopefully we can succeed in the FA Cup, and hopefully we can win the FA Cup. We can definitely win the FA Cup. If we definitely get past Chelsea, we've got a great chance of winning the FA Cup, as I currently said. We haven't got a great record at Stamford Bridge. His actual record at Stamford Bridge is actually quite, it's really bad. We haven't won there since 2012. The last time we beat them was actually under the Alex Ferguson era at Stamford Bridge. But Chelsea's home record has been superior in recent years, especially when they had Mourinho. But their home record is superior when it comes to playing us as well, because they seem to always beat us, or the game does end the job. We have got a really bad record at Stamford Bridge, as I currently said, but hopefully we can succeed in the FA Cup, and it would be great for us, to win the FA Cup, as I currently said. But it's good to see that Solskjaer shows that inspiration. He's got the confidence back in the team. He's motivated the team, as I currently said. I think Pogba is playing in a free roaming role now, where he gets the freedom to express himself more, finds them good passes, and feeds, players ahead of him, such as likes of Rashford and Martial, as I currently said, and I can see the difference that we're getting runs in behind, the midfield, the midfielders are pulling the strings off very well. As you can see, players, central defenders and that, and fullbacks, playing, from the back, fullbacks pressing high up the pitch, central defenders are galloping forward more, as I currently said, and the structure of the team's right, the cohesion of the team's right. So you can see the vast improvements, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming in the club. But it's good to see that he did go to Lyon PSG, because that was common sense, because he obviously wanted to see, the way, the system of PSG, how they play, what brand of football PSG play, and this is what he's trying to figure out, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So that's what he's trying to figure out. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, how PSG play, how they score goals, how what brand of football they play, how quick they are on the ball, and this is what he's trying to figure out. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But we've got great news going into that game anyway. Neymar is currently out for 10 weeks with a foot injury, as we all currently know in the process. But yeah, the reports obviously have been coming out in the last couple of days, as we have been hearing as well. Reportedly, we're going to get around the £200 million spending spree to spend in the summer. So it is a £200 million kitty that obviously the Glazers who own Manchester United are preparing to give us that £200 million to spend in the summer, because obviously we do know that we need some new additions, into the team in the summer. We need some new additions in the summer, as I said, just smoking my cig there, sorry. But we need some new additions in the summer, and it was, a bit of a shame, that we didn't get anyone throughout the January transfer window, of course, because we saw Chelsea get Higuain, Pulisic as well, but he'll be officially playing for Chelsea next season. Arsenal got Denis Suarez and all that, so it was a shame that we didn't get anyone in the January transfer window. But obviously the club and Ed Woodward has confirmed before he commits to any future signings, he wants to hire a director of footballing. We know a few candidates have been mentioned, and obviously still looking, to get a full-time manager to come in at the end of the season. We know that Pochettino has been the number one, but I also think, now that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, should be the number one choice to get the job on a full-time basis, considering the work he's done so far with Manchester United. 9 wins out of 10, as I currently said, 25 goals scored in the process, only 7 goals conceded. So we have improved defensively as well. And we've won 5 away games on the road. Since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, he has been discussing that he'd love the job on a full-time basis, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I do expect experienced players to leave in the summer as well. So we're going to have to find adequate replacements in the summer. For them players that do depart. We've still got to think about contract renewals as well. But as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm in relation to the Gea and all that contract negotiations were progressing very, very well. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm. But for me, I think he's the right man for the job. I think he knows what he's doing. He knows everything about the club, as I do keep saying. He knows the culture of the club, and he knows the club inside out. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he was a great, great player for 11 years. Scored loads and loads of goals. Scored loads and loads of goals and all that. And watched some of these players, grow and develop when he was managing the reserve team as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But I think he does need to be back in the summer. They're giving the money in the January transfer window, to be quite honest with you, to currently spend. But we have at least a year off the league at the current moment, till we do invest into the squad and we do get some players in our team. I still think we need a strong central defender, as we're all aware of. We need someone on that right-hand side. We possibly need a centre defensive midfielder as well. That's fast and tenacious. And we, of course, obviously, because the majority of our attack is coming from that left-hand side, as we all currently know. So there is room for improvements in the team, as I currently said. But the majority of the squad has improved since Solskjaer has come in, as I currently said. But we have spent a lot of money, since Ferguson retired. £700-800 million, gone on the team. We've seen players come in. We've seen players leave, as I currently said. But the players have been really impressed. I've been impressed with the majority of the squad, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, because, they have played to the potential level. The structure of the team's right. The cohesion of the team's right. We're creating more chances, scoring more goals, as I currently said. So you can just see that Solskjaer's got them playing the way that they should be, in the right vein, the right manner, and he's brought the confidence back to the team, as I currently said, and he's brought the fluidity back to the team, and he's brought the brand of football that we used to see under Alex Ferguson for 27 years or something, which is very, very good to see, as I currently said. But I think, the formation, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did go with against Leicester, the team he went with. Obviously, he has been rotating Solskjaer in the games he's managed so far. He has been rotating the squad, because he explained he was going to rotate the squad and give everybody the chance, including the young players, as I currently said. So he has been rotating as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and giving the young players the chance. I still think we have got fringe players in our team, such as Alexis Sanchez, and I've got big concerns about Alexis Sanchez, to be honest, because he's not the player that he was at Arsenal, as we all know. There's areas of his game that he does need to adapt, Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. There's areas of his game he does need to adapt, and I think he has lost a yard of pace as Alexis Sanchez, to be quite honest with you. But, he's enjoyed a difficult time since he's come to the club. He's enjoyed a very, very, very difficult time since he's come to the club, because he has had a couple of injuries as well, Alexis Sanchez, to be quite honest with you. But I think if he does get more opportunities, he could, improve somewhere along the line, because Alexis Sanchez. But obviously, we know mainly under Solskjaer that Martial and Marcus Rashford have been mainly the first choice over Lukaku and Sanchez. And I do class Lukaku as a fringe player, to be quite honest with you. Slow. I do have reservations about him. I think his form has been rejuvenated, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. When he has been playing, he has been impressive. He has been scoring. He's been coming off the bench and scoring as well. But he hasn't got pace, and his first touch does concern me, Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you. But such as like Lingard's got pace compress out of the pitch, Martial's got pace compress out of the pitch, so too is Marcus Rashford. And what Rashford can offer centrally, Lukaku cannot do this. This is why mainly Lukaku and that has been first choice, as we all currently know. But defensively, I've been really, really impressed with Lindelof this season. I think he's really, really improved for Manchester United as Victor Lindelof. I think him and Bailly look. Thank you very, very, very much. 1-1 Liverpool. Yeah, I'm not watching that game, to be quite honest. But yeah, I've been very, very impressed with Bailly and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. And I think Bailly needs to keep getting more in the team, because I think them two complement each other fantastically well. And I think, Bailly and Lindelof are on the same level, are on a different level, to the likes of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, who I do expect, to leave in the summer, as I currently said. The other players I've been impressed. I've been very, very impressed with Nemanja Matic, believe it or not. I know he's slow and I've got reservations about him, but in to Nemanja Matic, his distribution's improved. He's looking more effective in his passing, his galloping forward more. As I currently said, so I have been impressed there with him as well. In relation to Ander Herrera, being very, very impressed with him as well. I think Herrera's been a consistent player since we got him, to be quite fair. I think Herrera's, very, very impressive, since we got him, to be quite fair. I think he's been very, very consistent in the team. I think he's really, really good at breaking up the play, to be quite honest with you. But I think especially, since Solsjaker's coming, I think he's been more of a regular in the team. He's been playing more from the start. And I think he complements our midfield very, very well. And I think that midfield looks very, very effective when you've got Herrera, Pogba and Matic in it, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite honest with you. So I have been in under Herrera and hope somewhere along the lines, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new deal as well. I've also been impressed with Jesse Lingard. I think he's been performing very, very well on that right-hand side because mainly he has been first choice over Juan Mata on that right-hand side as Jesse Lingard. And I think his performances have been fantastic as well for Manchester United. But hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting Marcus Rashford a new long-term deal at the club as well, because his current deal does end in 2020 with Man United. He's only currently on £60,000 a week at the moment, but if we have been in talks in the process of getting him a new long-term deal, and if we can do this, his wages will go up by his wages will increase by a lot, and he'll be set to earn around £200,000 a week if we can come to an agreement on getting him a new long-term deal at the club, Marcus Rashford. But I think he scored 6 goals now in 8. Marcus Rashford, he's versatile, he can play out wide, but I think he looks more very, very effective, centrally, Marcus Rashford, to be quite honest with you. And I think everything's improved about Marcus Rashford, since Solskjaer's coming. He's playing more regularly, he's playing a key role under Solskjaer, he's scoring more goals, his finishing's dramatically improved as well. So I think his end product has really, he's got that end product now as Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. So hopefully somewhere along the line we could come to terms of getting him a new long-term deal at the club. Obviously, Martial's performances have been good this season as well. He looks very, very influential on that left-hand side, Martial. And obviously, it's good that we have agreed a new 5-year deal for him, plus with an option of a further year as well, as I currently said. But I've been impressed with the majority of the team, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming, because he's brought something magical to the club, as I said. And I'd like to see him get the job on a full-time basis. So obviously, he's a cheaper alternative to Mauricio Pochettino when, we should keep Solskjaer on a full-time basis, save that money, save that 40, 50 million pounds like it would cost us to get Pochettino in at the end of the season, keep Solskjaer and probably, get a signing with that in the summer, basically, as I currently said. But as I did say, I do expect players, to leave in the summer, as I've already explained to you. I do expect players, to leave Manchester United in the summer, to be quite honest with you. But we have been in talks of getting De Gea a new contract at Manchester United. I think he's probably going to be the next player that does commit to a new long-term deal, to be quite honest with you. I think he's demanding that he wants around £300,000 a week, so potentially he does want to become the most highest paid goalkeeper in the world, or does David De Gea, and obviously one of the most highest paid players at the club as well, David De Gea. But he's committed his long-term future in Manchester United. His progression's been very, very good. The number of years he's been here good 7-8 years now, made over 300 appearances, of course, won everything here as well as David De Gea. So hopefully, somewhere along the line we can come to an agreement on a new long-term deal with him. He's won the club's player of the year 4 out of 5 seasons, won the Smack Busby player of the year quite a few times, and his progression's been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, he is the best goalkeeper in the world, and there's no goalkeeper out there on the same level as David De Gea, as we all currently know. But I know there's still a lot of good goalkeepers out there, as I currently said. I do expect Valencia, to leave in the summer as well, as I've updated you on that quite a few times. He's been a good servant over the years. He has been here since 2009, so he's been here a good 10 years. Made over 300 appearances again, won everything here, and he's grown and developed very, very well over the years, but he's 33 years of age. I do expect him, to leave in the summer, because obviously Valencia, can't get into the team at the moment. Ashley Young, we have been in talks of getting him a new 1-year extension on his current contract term as well. Ashley Young, he could. There's been speculation that he could leave summer, Ashley Young, but obviously he has been our first choice right back. When he was a lot younger in his prime, he was obviously mainly a right winger, but obviously as he's grown and developed, he's become more of a full back, Ashley Young, and obviously we've operated him as a right back, Ashley Young, as well, and he's been here a good 7-8 years now, won everything here, of course, made over 300 odd appearances, as I currently said, so he could leave in the summer as well. Same with Matteo Darmian. I think he's going to leave in the summer as well. Can't even get into the Manchester United team. And he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, at Manchester United. And he's been here, 3.5 years, 4 years now, as Matteo Darmian. We have extended his current contract by a further year, haven't we, Matteo Darmian's, as I currently said. So we can cash in for the player in the summer. If an offer comes from one of these Italian outfits that have been interested, such as Juventus and Inter Milan, it did say we're interested in him back in the January transfer window. So yeah, he's another player I do expect to leave Manchester United as well. I do think, also too, Marcus Rojo will be leaving Manchester United as well. He's another player I do expect to leave because he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time since he's come. Struggled with his fitness regime, had a lot of injury problems as well in the process. So I do expect Marcus Rojo to leave. But as I did say, if Marcus Rojo does leave in the summer, that does make room for another central defender to come in. And obviously, our number one main prize target is obviously Napoli's Koulibaly, as we all currently know. And obviously, he's our main number one, to get in the summer. I think Milan Skriniar's one of his major targets to get in the summer as well. So I do expect players to leave, as I currently said. Maybe Juan Mata could still leave in the summer, but reportedly Man United have offered him a new 1 year extension, as it did confirm reportedly on his current contract. Because obviously we're not willing to offer a long-term, we're not willing to offer a long-term contract extension for a player that's age 30 or over, and obviously Juan Mata is 30, as we all currently know. But obviously, Juan Mata's agent has been in negotiations with Manchester United, in regards to of getting Juan Mata a new 1 year extension at Manchester United. He did admit that he did miss Spain, Juan Mata, because he spent when he was a lot younger in his prime, that's where he actually began his career with Spain, with Real Madrid, and he played under Remy with Valencia, for 4 years, and since he's been in the Premier League, he has been a very, very good player. And he's been in the Premier League good 7-8 years, is it now at least? This was obviously including his 3 years he had with Chelsea, and now he's been here 4.5 years, 5 seasons now with Man United, and he's going to make over 200 appearances for Manchester United, and of course he's won everything. Juan Mata in English football, apart from the Premier League, as I do keep saying, and that's the only thing where Juan Mata hasn't won, as I currently said, but mainly hasn't been first choice under Ole Gunnar Solsjaker, as I currently said, but. As I did say, we have got quite a few fringe players in our team. But I do think, as I do keep saying, our best 11 is the one that Solskjaer went with against Leicester. Obviously, apart from Alexis Sanchez, so if he'd have started Martial instead of Alexis Sanchez, that would have been our best 11. So in my opinion, our best 11 is De Gea in net, Ashley Young at right back, Lindelof Bay as a centre-back partnership because they look very, very good together. Luke Shaw at left back, Herrera Matic, Martial on the left, Pogba in the middle in that number 10 just behind the centre forward because I think Pogba looks very, very effective in that position. In that position, Lingard on the right and Marcus Rashford up front. So the best 11 is David De Gea in goal, Ashley Young, Lindelof, Bailly, Luke Shaw, Herrera, Matic, Martial, Pogba, Lingard and Rashford. That, in my opinion, is our best 11. As I currently said, that is our best 11. And Solskjaer did go with that 11, apart from obviously, Martial. Martial included. Sanchez did start, as we all currently know. But, Leicester game, it was good performance. It wasn't the most convincing performance. It was a good 15-20 minutes, because we passed the ball well. We were getting bodies in decent positions, creating chances, as we all know. Rashford scored an absolutely fantastic goal. Lovely, lovely touch it was from Paul Pogba. It was great technique he showed, he was the architect of the assist, Paul Pogba. Lovely touch and composure from Marcus Rashford, to finish that. And it was a really, really good goal from Marcus Rashford. As I currently said, he's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's grown and developed, very, very well, as I currently said, as Marcus Rashford. As I currently said, as Marcus Rashford. But yeah, it wasn't the most convincing performance because, Leicester have got good players in their team. They have got Vardy that can cause problems. He did have a couple of chances in the game. Leicester did have more chances than us in the game, to be quite honest with you. Rashford actually missed a sitter, before he actually scored. So Rashford could have had 2 goals as well, could Marcus Rashford. But I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Rashford is an absolutely sensational player. But as I did say, you can see the difference in the team. Defenders are getting high up the pitch. And, we're showing the attitude and we're showing that determination that we do want to play for this manager and that we do want to win games, which is very, very good to see. And the urgency is in the team, the creativeness is in the team. And as you can see, that the front men, as I currently said, the front men, you can see have got the ability to attack, score and create, which is very, very good to see, as I currently said. and that's very, very good to see. And I think we have improved defensively, and to be quite honest here, but I'm still aware that we do need a strong central defender, and that's the most important thing we've got to sort out in this summer. But another thing I've realised, I think the front men now, as you can see, are getting the freedom to interchange, closer together, swapping positions and stuff like that, which is good to see. And Pogba is getting the freedom, to express himself more, as I said, and he's scoring and he's providing. Pogba's on fire, so too is Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. But I think the three best outfield players in our team, Marcus Rashford, he's the first one, Martial, and I think it's Rashford, Pogba, and Martial. They are the three best outfield players. I can't really say what order it's in because I think they're all good. I think they're the three best outfield players. Obviously, the best player in the whole of the team is obviously David De Gea, as I currently said, because he's just an absolutely sensational goalkeeper, as we all currently know. But there is some signings, that we could, the board are obviously making plans, to make signings in the summer. We know potentially that this what's his name, Jadon Sancho, Borussia Dortmund winner, has been mentioned, and reports have been coming out saying in regards to Manchester United, suggesting now that Man United are preparing to put around a £90 million bidding for Jadon Sancho in the summer, and we have got that financial power to meet that valuation, obviously, because obviously we didn't invest in the January transfer window. And this Jadon Sancho, as I currently said, since he's been in the first team with Borussia Dortmund, his performances have been very, very impressive indeed, reportedly. He used to play in the Borussia Dortmund reserve team as well, but since he's broken to the first team, reportedly his performances have been very, very good. He's obviously English as well. He's a current player, as I currently said, and he's 18 years of age. And since he has arrived in Germany, Man United have been closely, monitoring the player, to see how he performs, and that this Jadon Sancho, as currently said, 18 years of age, got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. Actually used to play for Manchester City, so he's had experience of playing in English football because he did play with Manchester City, for a couple of years. City did offer him a new deal in the region of around £30,000 a week, but he turned this down. He actually used to play for Watford as well. He actually began his youth career with Watford, and he was there a number of years. I think he just joined them at the age of 7, so the player has grown and developed very, very well. City do have a buyback option on the current player, as I said, but we know he won't come cheap in the summer. But as I did say, do you think he'd be a good addition to our squad? And he is a young player as well, because as I did say, we're going to see experienced players, leaving the summer, as I currently said. So it would be interesting, maybe to get 3 or 4 new faces in the summer. Maybe get a couple of young players included in there, that can grow and develop and mould under Ole Gunnar Solsjaker. I do believe, this would happen. But this Jadon Sancho, he has got some good physical attributes. He's mainly a winger, as I currently said. And Borussia Dortmund only paid, £7-8 million for him. But we know Borussia Dortmund are known for doing business of selling their players. They sold Pulisic £58 million to Chelsea, but he's obviously being loaned back to Dortmund for the remainder of the season. And then he'll be playing obviously for Chelsea next season. They obviously sold Ousmane Dembele, was it a year or 2 ago, to Barcelona for around £106 million, was it, or something like that. So financially they've made a huge profit on 2 of them players of Borussia Dortmund. But we know that Jadon Sancho will not come cheap, but Man United have been monitoring the situation. Manchester United, of course, have expressed their interest in him as well. And we know a few other names have been mentioned, in the media that I've been talking about. We know that Felix at Benfica play, got mentioned throughout the January window. We could even consider making a move for him in the summer. He's versatile as this player as well. I think he's mainly a winner, this Felix. He has got a £105 million buyout clause. He did reportedly say throughout the January window that Liverpool had around the £61 million bid turned down for this player, this Felix. But as I did say, reportedly since he's got into the Benfica first team, his performances have been good. He only broke into the first team last year, as we all know. But for Portugal, he hasn't made his senior debut yet for Portugal, this Felix. As I updated you, he's only 19 years of age, so he's very, very young in his prime as well, this Felix. So reportedly Manchester United did express an interest in him back in the January transfer window. We know Steven Bergwijn had also been mentioned, as I do keep updating you. Steven Bergwijn is actually a good player, is Steven Bergwijn. I think his performances for PSV have been good. He has got a contract with them till 2022. I think he can play in each wing, so he is versatile well, this player, but he can score and he can provide. Can he Stephen Bergeron? Only, I think he's valued at around 24-25 million pounds. So that's, a reasonable fee for a player, who seems to be very, very good, and he's only young as well, Stephen Bergeron. But reportedly, Man United did instruct scouts, to keep a close eye on the player. We actually instructed scouts on Felix as well. So we are planning, to get a couple of young products into the club in the summer, as I currently said as well. But we may get maybe 2 young players and then maybe get 1 or 2 experienced players into the team, as I currently said as well. We have showed an interest in Stephen Bergeron, as I said, so he has been mentioned. But yeah, obviously the experienced player, we're looking at is obviously Napoli's Koulibaly, because he's experienced. He's now 27 years of age and he's grown and developed very, very well. And we know how much he would improve our defensive line. He'd look good if you put him alongside Lindelof or Eric Bailly. He'd be a really, really good defender for us, and he'd improve our defensive deficiencies without a shadow of a doubt. Because he's got that determination, to gallop forward, create problems. He's tall as well, which is beneficial. He's 6'5". He's Koulibaly. As I said, he's 27 years of age, and his performances have been absolutely sensational, since he's been at Napoli, and he's been at Napoli a number of years now, as this Koulibaly, as we all know. Still got a contract with Napoli till 2023. As I currently said, but we know he won't come cheap in the summer. If we are to go for him, I think he's our number 1 target, to go for in the summer, because we have been linked with him since last summer, Koulibaly. But I think it would cost us in the region of at least 88-90 million pounds, to pursue him away from Napoli in the summer. As I said, we have got that financial power, to meet his valuation. Man United back in January had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was 95 million, because Napoli president and the Napoli board confirmed they weren't willing to do any business in that January transfer window, as Napoli basically, did make it clear. But he's our major priority target, to get in the summer, as I currently said. But yeah, he'd be a great leader in our back line, as I currently said. Got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's versatile as well, which is beneficial for us. But yeah, he'd be a great central defender. But I think Lindelof and Bay are the number 1 centre-backs we need to play in the majority of the games of Lindelof and, because they complement each other. Bailly has got great potential. His composure is very, very good. And Lindelof's really, really improved this season. I've been impressed with Lindelof this season. I think he struggled in his first season when he first came, but I think he's settled in now as Lindelof, and he's there in the mix now as Lindelof. And I think he's galloping forward more, getting more involved. His distribution's really, really improved. His passing's improved as well. So I have been really, really impressed with Lindelof this season, to be quite honest here. But yeah, Solskjaer for me should be the man for Manchester United on a full-time basis. We know that we've heard over the last couple of months of Pochettino being the number 1 target. We also heard of Zinedine Zidane's name being mentioned as well. But for me, Solskjaer's proven he's won trophies in the reserve team when he was managing the reserve team. As a player, he won trophies as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And obviously, since he's come in, we're 10 games unbeaten. We've won 9 out of 10. So basically, it's almost a perfect start. Obviously, it's not a 100% record now anymore, but it's still a very, very good achievement he has achieved so far at Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I did currently say, but these tough tests are coming up, for Manchester United. We know PSG coming up soon. Who else coming up soon? PSG coming up soon. Chelsea in the cup coming up soon. Liverpool in the league coming up soon. Man City coming up in the league soon. So these are all going to be, testers for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But I think he's the right man. He doesn't rest on his laurels. If he sees a problem, he addresses the problem straight away. And, he does show that inspiration on the touchline, which is very, very good to see. But he did confirm he wanted the team to express themselves, get them enjoying playing football, and this is what he has done as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's got the team playing in the right way, playing in the right shape. I think his formations are spot on, his tactics are spot on, and I think he's the right man for Manchester United. But a decision hasn't come to an agreement yet. But I think if we do get results out of PSG, if we get a result against PSG, we get a result against Chelsea in the cup, we get a result against Liverpool and the likes of Man City, then it may be guaranteed that Solskjaer will get the job on a full-time basis. And I think he should anywhere, and to be quite honest with you, because Pochettino, as I did say, he's done a good job with Tottenham. In terms of silverware, he's never won out, but in terms of his record at Tottenham's good. He had a good record when he was at Southampton. He signed a 5-year deal with Tottenham last summer. Reported there's been a few teams interested in hiring Mauricio Pochettino, but as I do keep saying, he's no intentions of leaving Tottenham. He's happy with Tottenham. He thinks somewhere along the line line in his future, he can elevate Tottenham to that level. He wants to elevate them to, and he feels as though he may somewhere along the line in his future, Pochettino may feel as though he can achieve some silverware as manager with Tottenham Hotspur. But first, I still think they need a couple of signings to Tottenham. If they are to be competing for the league or competing for any other major honours. But they are in the shout, for the title still this season. Don't, officially, rule them out. But as I currently said, they have got Harry Kane and Dele Alli out injured. But in my opinion, he's Premier League proven Pochettino. But in my opinion, in terms of silverware, hasn't won out. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer currently has, as I currently have said. So it probably will be Solskjaer that does get the job on a full-time basis at the end of the season. This is what I'd currently like, to be quite honest with you. But it was the only thing I was disappointed with, that we didn't get any signings in the January window. But I didn't expect us to be quite honest here, because when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did come out saying he didn't expect us to, and he said it was unlikely that we was going to make any signings, I thought then we probably won't. But there again, he did say he was going to have negotiations with Ed Woodward back in the January window. Plans for the January transfer window, and reportedly we're going to get £200 million to spend in the summer. Regardless if Solskjaer is going to be the manager or not, obviously he's going to have a big say in our current transfer plans, for this summer window, as I currently said. But yeah, Solskjaer did watch the Lyon versus PSG game. PSG's unbeaten run this season has been ended by Lyon, so their PSG's record has been beaten. PSG's record has come to an end, as I currently said. And as I did currently say, Manchester United have got Fulham at the weekend. Early kick-off on Saturday, as we all currently know. So obviously we're away from home. Should be an easy win for Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, Man City the weekend as well. We'll probably do a preview, building them up to that game as well. So yeah. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.